Hey everybody, Tony Overbay, host of the Virtual Couch podcast and licensed marriage and family therapist. One of the areas that I found myself focusing on is helping people that are in relationships with narcissistic spouses. And this is whether they have full-blown narcissistic personality disorder or if they tend to be on a narcissistic spectrum or have narcissistic tendencies. And there are so many things that can be challenging about trying to work with a spouse that struggles with narcissism. The number one rule of working with Narcissist Club is you don't tell the narcissist that they're a narcissist, which is one of the most difficult things. It's not like if you say to somebody, I think you're a narcissist, that they go, you know what I mean? I hadn't thought about that. So tell me more about this. Usually it's oh yeah, well, I think you're a narcissist. But so after a particularly long day, a couple of days ago, of working with several people who are in these trauma-bonded relationships, I just jotted down a few notes, and I wanted to record something to just put this out there because I had about 3 or 4 of these cases in one day. So one of the biggest challenges in working with people that are trying to break free from this trauma bond or this emotional grip that the narcissist holds, is that for the most part, we tend to view the world through our own lens. And so, and some of that, what that looks like is we tend to have, even if we think that people don't exactly believe the things we do, politics is a good example, right? We can have different political views, but we kind of assume that there's this generally accepted moral code, like that lying to your spouse or manipulating or that sort of thing is wrong. And so what that does is it kind of sets people up, good, trusting people, that the ones that tend to see the good in others, those are the types that narcissists often tend to find or align with. And so where does that leave it? You can see the dilemma, right? It can be extremely difficult for these nice people to see that they are in fact being manipulated. And remembering that one of the key issues of something like narcissism, it's a personality disorder. And what that means is that the problem is the narcissist truly doesn't believe that they're doing anything that goes against their sense of self or sense of ego. There's one view that I heard long ago that I thought made so much sense. And this is that concept of where, is a narcissist, is it nature or nurture? Are they born or are they made? And the answer is most likely both. But if you think about a child, every child is self-centered. That's what children do. Everything is about them. And so when there has been trauma or when there has been abandonment or all of these other types of issues young, and if there's already some nice DNA in there, some genetic tendencies toward narcissistic personality disorder, the narcissist never moves from self-centered to self-confident. And that's what our goal is as a parent, is to help our kids move from self-centered kid, we're there, nice secure attachment, to help them know how to explore the world, kind of own their own part of the things that they do, and help them move from self-centered to self-confident. So if that's never done, the narcissist is still at self-centered mode. That's why at times it can feel like you're arguing with a 10-year-old boy. Sometimes that's even giving them credit. So you can see this problem, this dilemma that occurs. So where does that leave the good, nice person? Well, they tend to, again, after feeling like we're on the same page, or we must be on the same page, then they go to great lengths of trying to find reasons why the narcissist might be acting off, rather than accepting the problem personalities or identifying those problem personality traits for what they are, signs of a personality disorder. The example of that is I often hear people say, okay, yeah, he got angry, or yeah, he yelled at me or yelled at the kids, but he had a long day, or I know he had a troubled childhood, and so, or he's tired, or that sort of thing. So the good, nice person tries to find reasons why the person's acting off. But then oftentimes I say, okay, well, if you're acting tired or that sort of thing, do you then pop off at the kids? Do you become emotionally unstable? No. And one of the other things that I find very fascinating is a lot of times then, let's say it's the wife in that scenario, where she'll say, I know, but I yell at him. I mean, I go crazy on him. And I often say, okay, but that's in reaction to feeling like you're not heard, or feeling like you've been gaslit, like you've been made to feel crazy. I often say, if you take that person, that good, nice person, that good, nice, caring person, who most likely was not a yeller going into the relationship, and you put them in a relationship where somebody is kind and has empathy and hears them, are they just going to start yelling? No. If you take that person that seems to have these narcissistic tendencies and you put them in a completely different relationship, are they going to act the same? Yeah, most likely they are. So these feelings of this anger or distrust, or what we think that we truly know about someone, it's called it's called cognitive dissonance, because our brain does want order. Our brain does want to make sense of things. So when our brain sees something and we think we believe something else, that's called cognitive dissonance. And so when you have cognitive dissonance, then most of us then reinterpret the facts. Again, our brain wants to make sense of stuff. So we're going to reinterpret the facts to try to help us understand or truly think we can get back to believing what we think we believe about the person, that they are nice, or I'm sure there was a reason. I'm sure I did something wrong that caused him to react the way he did. So that's cognitive dissonance. So we've got a couple of things there, is that, you go and try to make excuses or find reasons for why he's acting off, instead of sometimes just saying, that's not okay. That's not the way that I deserve to be treated. And one of the hardest things about a trauma bond, and I'll kind of end it here, is that what I get to see 15, 20 couples a week, and a good, 15, 16, 17 of them, for the most part, marriage is okay. Maybe they've broken down in communication. Maybe it's hard to get on the same page with things like religion or finances or their intimacy. But they come to therapy and we can give them a tool, and now they can learn how to talk better and communicate more effectively. But then there's a percentage, a small percentage, where it just isn't what's happening in couples therapy. And what you typically see is that the wife is more telling the story of, it's pretty bad. I don't feel heard. I feel gaslit. I feel like everything's my fault. I'm losing my own sense of self or purpose or identity. He never owns up to anything, And so, but then if you kind of say, well, why do you stay? Well, sometimes he's good. There are times where he's nice. And it hit me long ago. I even remember the couple that I remember putting this all together with. But marriage is not supposed to be, it's pretty crummy, but every now and again he's nice. Or you know what? There are times where he says nice things. And so that's not the way a marriage is supposed to be, that you are living for these times where maybe he's going to be nice. So head on over to tonyoverbay.com. You can you can sign up to find out more about a marriage communication course that I'm coming up with, Magnetic Marriage. But also you can click on the podcast tab, type in narcissism, type in marriage or couples, and you can find a lot of podcasts that are going to give you some tools, some tips, some hints of what a marriage can look like. And that's just my message, is you're not the one going crazy, and there are tools and there is help out there, and you deserve to give your marriage every bit of attention you can, because we want to be happy. So if you're not happy in a marriage, if you feel like there's gaslighting, you feel like there's this manipulation, maybe just start by, you can listen to a few podcasts, kind of start understanding, get some knowledge, and then go get some help. All right, good luck. I'll see you next time on the Virtual Couch.